Epstein didn't kill himself. Thank you. I guess you could have not seen this the past couple days, but it's everywhere. Not only has the whole meme of Jeffrey Epstein hasn't killed himself exploded everywhere, but now it's going to get even bigger. This came out from ABC. This was about ABC, but this came out via Project Veritas. Uh, probably one of their bigger things they've ever put out. This was an article, or sorry, I said an article, a video showing more media. I don't know what you want to call it, bias, corruption. This is Miss Amy Robach, the ABC news anchor. She said on a hot mic, she said 3 years ago they had the entire Epstein story. They could link him to Clinton. They could link him to the royal family. They had an accuser who was 17. They had, or at the time, and they had all of the information they needed. They had witness testimony. They had pictures. She's outlinked the video, but you should definitely watch it. Miss Amy is extremely, extremely adamant that this was open and shut case. They had him dead to rights, and it just got shut down. They said the royal family got a ear of it on what happened, or that they had this information. They had this witness, and they basically threatened him every way possible. They said that they would never talk to him again. And ABC is one of those stations that they do Good Morning America and stuff like that, and you just can't talk about that stuff. You can't not have the royal family. You know how popular royal family is in America. For whatever reason, the middle-aged woman and teenage girl loves the royal family, and if you lose that, where's half your stories coming from part of the year? Just shows no journalism integrity. They got blasted by everybody. Here's an article by the NPR. ABC News defends its Epstein coverage after leaked video of anchor. I'll read a little bit of this, but it's just disgusting. They had everything. She says it herself. They had everything. You let 3 years go by of potentially women and children being assaulted and killed, raped, assaulted, everything, and you just let it go by. And how you think that this isn't disgusting? Like, she knew they had this, and I'm not gonna blame her completely because the ABC News Network crushed this. They wouldn't let it come out, but you could at least give it to an independent reporter. This is one of those things you can't just hide. You've got a personal responsibility to the public, to these girls, to get this out. ABC not only at the time was protecting their right to talk to the royal family, was protecting Hillary Clinton because again, she had Bill Clinton, she had information on him, she had them dead to rights, but they couldn't lose that. And at the time Hillary Clinton was running for president, you can't put out bad news on Hillary Clinton. It's just can't do it. Not. A newly surfaced video of an ABC News anchor's unguarded remarks about the news coverage of the late Jeffrey Epstein has been thrown by ABC has thrown ABC on the defensive. In a leaked video posted Tuesday by the right-wing activist group Project Veritas, news anchor Amy Robach expresses for her frustration to a colleague over ABC's failure to broadcast her interview with key accuser of Epstein. Robach complains that the network quashed her interview, suggested that ABC yield to threats from powerful forces, including the Buckingham Palace. Prince Andrew is among those men whom the accusers alleges Epstein trafficked her for sex. To the Prince's representatives, they have denied the claim. ABC News executives say their journalists were simply not able to corroborate the details of the reporting sufficiently for the broadcast, even though they had interviews and pictures. What else do you need besides pictures? We would never run away from that. Chris Velasco, head of investigation for ABC News, tells NPR. The network has filed approximately 24 digital and broadcast stories on Epstein since early 2015, when ABC started talking about the accuser via Virginia Roberts Guilfrey. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Robach's comments in late 2019 came just 2 days after an NPR story disclosed the existence of the interview and ABC's failure to broadcast it. In the video, Robach is sitting in a chair at the studio to Good Morning America at times swinging back and forth while speaking remotely through a microphone with an unseen colleague. It appears to be early morning hours for the broadcast or during advertiser breaks. I've had the story for 3 years, she said. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who is Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. It's a stupid story. And then the palace found out we had the whole allegations about Prince Andrew, and threatened us a million different ways. I tried for 3 years to get it out with no avail, and now these new revelations, I freaking had it all, she said. I'm so pissed right now. Like every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, it was there. We had it. It was unreal. This is just crazy. I'm going to read this last little bit right here. And I'll talk about something else. As Epstein's story continued to unfold last summer, I was caught in a private moment of frustration. This is another interview with her. I was upset about the important interview I conducted with Virginia Roberts, this Gilfried lady, the person they interviewed. Didn't air because we could not obtain sufficient corroborating evidence to meet ABC's editorial standards about her allegations, Robach said in her statement. The interview itself, while I was disappointed, it didn't meet our standards. In the years since, no one has ever told me or the team to stop reporting on Jeffrey Epstein, and we have continued to aggressively pursue this important story. And I had a couple articles about it. Other people have said this before, but the other things they've talked about in years to come. The sexual assault allegations against Trump, which turned out nothing. The Matt Lauer allegations, which they ended up being true, but they weren't afraid to air this. And also they went after Brett Kavanaugh allegations with just an allegation, no proof at all. 30, 40-year-old allegations with no way to corroborate it. And they went with that story. But this was too much. They couldn't lose with pictures and interviews. They couldn't go after the royal family. They couldn't lose Hillary Clinton the election. It was too much. An ABC executive says the network has been relaunched on relaunched on the project 6 months earlier. At the start of 2019, inspired by the success of ABC's podcast, Corporate Fraud, Theranos, and by the competition of Miami Herald, Vlasto and The Hill had already pointed their focus squarely back at Epstein, ABC says, and then they had to scramble when the federal authorities brought new charges against Epstein, and once more when he died. So even after all this stuff about Epstein came out, they still didn't come out with this. This had to be uncovered by Project Veritas, and they knew, even though he had already been arrested and the writing was on the wall, they still didn't want to put this information out, and it's pretty disgusting. It just shows you the state of media in general, places like ABC, CNN, that they would hide this stuff simply because they don't want to lose an interview to their wacky, fun royal family news report. Whoa, get out of here! I'm so done with this stuff. In case you didn't know, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.